One more voice falls silent. One Nazi death camp's last survivor dies. Moshav Udim, Israel. Samuel Willenberg was not just any 93-year-old man. He was a Holocaust survivor. He was sent to a Nazi death camp during World War II and did not die. Willenberg was the final known survivor of the Treblinka camp. Willenberg's February 19th death also marks a coming shift in the field of Holocaust remembrance. Historians and educators are busy preparing for a world without survivors like Willenberg to tell others what they saw in these prison camps. Willenberg was born in Poland in 1923. Poland and Germany are neighboring countries in Europe. In 1939, Germany started World War II by invading Poland. At that time, Germany was controlled by the Nazis. Part of the Nazis' plans for the war was to imprison and then kill Europe's Jews in a series of prison camps. About 6 million Jews died in these camps, an event now known as the Holocaust. Willenberg was sent to the Treblinka camp in 1942. He was one of just 67 survivors of Treblinka. He survived by escaping the camp when a group of prisoners fought their guards. He was 20 years old at the time. Dedicated to remembering Treblinka's victims. World War II ended in 1945. 2 years later, Israel was founded to give Jews their own country in the Middle East. Willenberg moved there in 1950. He spent many years making sure no one forgot about the 875,000 people killed at Treblinka. Willenberg gave speeches, wrote a book, and led trips to show young people the camp in Poland. He also used art to tell others about Treblinka. He created statues of events that happened in the camp. It was his life's mission. He saw himself as the echo of the murdered, as their loudspeaker. He lived it daily, and in many ways he never left Treblinka, said historian Gideon Grief. He was committed to making sure that the voices of the victims were not forgotten, and now that personal element is gone. Shrinking pool of survivors to cry out, remember! World War II ended over 70 years ago. About 180,000 elderly survivors remain in Israel, with a similar number worldwide. However, more than 1,000 die each month. Experts think that within 7 years, none will be able to share their stories anymore. There is a huge added value to hearing survivor testimony firsthand, said Nama Egozi of the International School of Holocaust Studies. You can read a book or watch a movie, but there is just no substitute to someone who can say, I was there. Treblinka was not like most of the Nazis' camps. Other camps were used for killing Jews too, but they looked like prison camps and forced Jews to work. Treblinka was a place where Jews were sent to die. Most prisoners were taken there by train and killed almost immediately upon arrival. Only a select few prisoners were kept alive to work at Treblinka. These were mostly young, strong men like Willenberg. It never leaves me. On August 2, 1943, Willenberg joined a group of Jews who revolted against the Nazis at Treblinka. They stole weapons, set fires in the camp, and ran into the woods. Hundreds of prisoners ran from the camp, but most were shot by Nazi troops or quickly recaptured. The few survivors who escaped became the only source of knowledge about Treblinka. Near the end of the war, the Nazis destroyed most of the camp. They wanted to hide what had happened there from the world. All that remains today are a series of concrete slabs representing the train tracks and mounds of gravel, with a memorial of stone tablets representing lost communities. It never leaves me, Willenberg said of Treblinka in 2010. It stays in my head. It goes with me, always. If this is your first time listening to this, go back to the beginning and listen to it one more time. If this is your second time through, choose a section that you'd like to rehearse with a friend. Rehearse it together and then use the Explain Everything app to read it out loud and record it.